Want to speak real Hungarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HungarianPod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Festőművész vagyok.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
Mi a foglalkozásod?
What do you do?
Festőművész vagyok.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
Mi a foglalkozásod?
Listen to it again.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Mi a foglalkozásod?
Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Vagyok.
Your occupation. This Hungarian sentence literally translates into occupation am, but it means I'm an occupation in English. For example, I'm an artist.
Festőművész vagyok. Festőművész vagyok.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer,
Rendőr. Rendőr.
teacher,
Tanár. Tanár.
doctor,
Orvos. Orvos.
engineer,
Mérnök. Mérnök.
Now, listen to some examples.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Tanár vagyok. Mi a foglalkozásod? Orvos vagyok. Mi a foglalkozásod? Mérnök vagyok.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
Mi a foglalkozásod?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
Orvos. Orvos.
Say, I'm a doctor.
Orvos vagyok.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Orvos vagyok.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Tanár. Tanár.
Say, I'm a teacher.
Tanár vagyok.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Tanár vagyok.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Mérnök. Mérnök.
Say, I'm an engineer.
Mérnök vagyok.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
Mi a foglalkozásod? Mérnök vagyok.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Hogy van az anyukád? Jól.
Once more with the English translation.
Hogy van az anyukád?
How's your mother?
Jól.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Hogy van az anyukád?
listen to it again.
Hogy van az anyukád? Hogy van az anyukád?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is state of well-being. In Hungarian, we only say the adjective as answer. For example, she's fine.
Jól. Jól.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great.
Nagyszerűen. Nagyszerűen.
Fine.
Jól. Jól.
So-so.
Tűrhetően. Tűrhetően.
Not good.
Nem jól. Nem jól.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Hogy van az anyukád? Nagyszerűen. Hogy van az anyukád? Tűrhetően. Hogy van az anyukád? Nem jól.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Hogy van az anyukád?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say, great?
Nagyszerűen. Nagyszerűen.
Say, she's great.
Nagyszerűen.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Hogy van az anyukád? Nagyszerűen.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Tűrhetően. Tűrhetően.
Say, she's so-so.
Tűrhetően.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Hogy van az anyukád? Tűrhetően.
Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good?
Nem jól. Nem jól.
Say, she's not good.
Nem jól.
Now, answer the question saying she's not good.
Hogy van az anyukád? Nem jól.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2. Talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4. Ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5. Learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel, or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, "What's the matter?" After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mi a probléma?
Az iroda nagyon meleg.
Once more with the English translation.
Mi a probléma?
What's the matter?
Az iroda nagyon meleg.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What's the matter?" That's,
Mi a probléma?
listen to it again.
Mi a probléma? Mi a probléma?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Az iroda.
adjective. The office is adjective. For example, the office is hot.
Az iroda nagyon meleg. Az iroda nagyon meleg.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Nagyon meleg. Nagyon meleg.
cold,
Hideg. Hideg.
noisy,
Zajos. Zajos.
dirty,
Piszkos. Piszkos.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Mi a probléma? Az iroda hideg. Mi a probléma? Az iroda zajos. Mi a probléma? Az iroda piszkos.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's the matter?"
Mi a probléma?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Hideg. Hideg.
Say, the office is cold.
Az iroda hideg.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Mi a probléma? Az iroda hideg.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Zajos. Zajos.
Say, the office is noisy.
Az iroda zajos.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Mi a probléma? Az iroda zajos.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Piszkos. Piszkos.
Say, the office is dirty.
Az iroda piszkos.
Now answer the question saying the office is dirty.
Mi a probléma? Az iroda piszkos.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
Ez parkoló.
Once more with the English translation.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
How do you say this?
Ez parkoló.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
listen to it again.
Hogy kell ezt mondani? Hogy kell ezt mondani?
This Hungarian sentence literally translates into, how do I have to say this? But it means, how do you say this in English? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Ez
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
Ez parkoló. Ez parkoló.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Parkoló. Parkoló.
giraffe,
Zsiráf. Zsiráf.
travel,
utazás, utazás,
Invasion.
invázió, invázió,
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez zsiráf,
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez utazás,
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez invázió,
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
zsiráf, zsiráf,
Say, it's giraffe.
ez zsiráf,
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez zsiráf,
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
utazás, utazás,
Say, it's travel.
ez utazás,
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez utazás,
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
invázió, invázió,
Say, it's invasion.
ez invázió,
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Hogy kell ezt mondani?
ez invázió.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mi a kedvenc számod? 7.
Once more with the English translation.
Mi a kedvenc számod?
What's your favorite number?
7.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's your favorite number? That's,
Mi a kedvenc számod?
listen to it again.
Mi a kedvenc számod? Mi a kedvenc számod?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is, in Hungarian, we only say the number as the answer. For example, it's 7.
hét, hét,
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
hét, hét,
2,
kettő, kettő,
4,
négy, négy,
9,
kilenc, kilenc,
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Mi a kedvenc számod? Kettő. Mi a kedvenc számod? Négy. Mi a kedvenc számod? Kilenc.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
Mi a kedvenc számod?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
Kettő. Kettő.
Say, "It's 2."
Kettő.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 2."
Mi a kedvenc számod? Kettő.
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
Négy. Négy.
Say, "It's 4."
Négy.
Now answer the question by saying, "It's 4."
Mi a kedvenc számod? Négy.
Now imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
Kilenc. Kilenc.
Say, "It's 9."
Kilenc.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 9."
Mi a kedvenc számod? Kilenc.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a horrorfilmeket.
Once more with the English translation.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
What kind of movies do you like?
Szeretem a horrorfilmeket.
I like horror movies. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's,
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
listen to it again.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz? Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
This Hungarian sentence literally translates as, what movies you like, but it means, what kind of movies do you like? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
Szeretem a
type of movie.
filmeket.
This Hungarian sentence literally translates as, I like the type of movie, movies, but it means, I like type of movie, movies. For example, I like horror movies.
Szeretem a horrorfilmeket. Szeretem a horrorfilmeket.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror,
Horror. Horror.
sci-fi,
Skiffy. Skiffy.
fantasy,
Fantasy. Fantasy.
romance,
Romantikus. Romantikus.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a skiffy filmeket.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a fantasy filmeket.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a romantikus filmeket.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Now imagine you like sci-fi movies. Do you remember how to say sci-fi?
Skiffy. Skiffy.
Say, I like sci-fi movies.
Szeretem a skiffy filmeket.
Now, answer the question saying you like sci-fi movies.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a skiffy filmeket.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
Fantasy. Fantasy.
Say, I like fantasy movies.
Szeretem a fantasy filmeket.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a fantasy filmeket.
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
Romantikus. Romantikus.
Say, I like romantic movies.
Szeretem a romantikus filmeket.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Milyen filmeket szeretsz?
Szeretem a romantikus filmeket.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor?
Azt tervezem, hogy meglátogatom a családomat.
Once more with the English translation.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor?
What are you doing for Easter?
Azt tervezem, hogy meglátogatom a családomat.
I'm planning to visit my family. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Easter? That's,
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor?
listen to it again.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Mit csinálsz húsvétkor?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Azt tervezem, hogy
plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to visit my family.
azt tervezem, hogy meglátogatom a családomat. Azt tervezem, hogy meglátogatom a családomat.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
A tengerpartra megyek. A tengerpartra megyek.
Travel.
Elutazok. Elutazok.
Stay home.
Otthon maradok. Otthon maradok.
Go to the movies.
Moziba megyek. Moziba megyek.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy elutazok. Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy otthon maradok. Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy moziba megyek.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what are you doing for Easter?
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Elutazok. Elutazok.
Say, I'm planning to travel.
Azt tervezem, hogy elutazok.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy elutazok.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
Otthon maradok. Otthon maradok.
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
Azt tervezem, hogy otthon maradok.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy otthon maradok.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say go to the movies?
Moziba megyek. Moziba megyek.
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
Azt tervezem, hogy moziba megyek.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Mit csinálsz húsvétkor? Azt tervezem, hogy moziba megyek.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Jó napot! A felelős személlyel szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Once more with the English translation.
Jó napot! A felelős személlyel szeretnék beszélni.
Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's
Jó napot! Jó napot!
Then you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is person.
Vel, szeretnék beszélni.
This Hungarian sentence literally translates as person with I'd like to speak, but it means I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge.
Jó napot! A felelős személlyel szeretnék beszélni. Jó napot! A felelős személlyel szeretnék beszélni.
Now, how do you answer this question?
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again.
Rendben, egy pillanat. Rendben, egy pillanat.
This Hungarian sentence literally translates as, all right, one moment, but it means, okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge.
A felelős személy. A felelős személy.
A sales representative.
Egy értékesítési képviselő. Egy értékesítési képviselő.
The manager.
A menedzser. A menedzser.
Customer service.
Ügyfélszolgálat. Ügyfélszolgálat.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Egy értékesítési képviselővel szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
A menedzserrel szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Az ügyfélszolgálattal szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person? Person.
Vel szeretnék beszélni.
And how do you answer it?
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say, a sales representative?
Egy értékesítési képviselő. Egy értékesítési képviselő.
Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative.
Egy értékesítési képviselővel szeretnék beszélni.
Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it.
Egy értékesítési képviselővel szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say, the manager?
A menedzser. A menedzser.
Say, I'd like to speak with the manager.
A menedzserrel szeretnék beszélni.
Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it.
A menedzserrel szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service?
Ügyfélszolgálat. Ügyfélszolgálat.
Say, I'd like to speak with customer service.
Az ügyfélszolgálattal szeretnék beszélni.
Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it.
Az ügyfélszolgálattal szeretnék beszélni.
Rendben, egy pillanat.
Want to speak real Hungarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HungarianPod101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks, If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the two recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Sziasztok! Lívia vagyok. Hi everybody, I'm Lívia. Welcome to HungarianPod101.com's Magyar nyelvleckék 3 percben. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Hungarian. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying köszönöm. In this lesson, we will learn some of the most common greetings used in Hungary. Készen álltok? Are you ready? Akkor kezdjük. So let's start. The most commonly used informal greeting is szia. Szia. Szia means hi, hello, or goodbye. We use it when we meet, but also when we leave. We should only use this greeting with friends or relatives. If there are more people present, you should use sziasztok, which basically means hi guys. Now let's continue by discussing the formal way to greet people. Jó napot. Jó napot. Literally, jó napot means good day. In the morning, we say jó reggelt, which means good morning. Jó reggelt. During the evening, we say jó estét. Jó estét. Este is Hungarian for evening, but when saying good evening, you have to say estét. When saying goodbye in formal situations, Hungarian people use viszontlátásra. Viszontlátásra. Viszontlátásra means goodbye. You can also use its shorter form, viszlát, which is less formal. You can say this to a shop assistant, for example. With your friends, you should use szia when speaking to one person, or sziasztok when there are more people present. Szia. Sziasztok. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Hungarian. Let's look at them all again. When meeting older people or someone we don't know, jó napot. When living in a formal situation, viszontlátásra. When living in an informal situation, viszlát or szia. It's easy, isn't it? And now it's time for Livia's tips. In formal situations, Hungarian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. Girls greet their friends, including guys, with a kiss on both cheeks. Girls, Don't be afraid to try it with your Hungarian friends. During the next lesson, we learn the meaning of the phrase Beszélsz angolul? Do you already know it? I will be waiting to talk about it with you in our next Magyar Nyelvleckék 3 percben lesson. Sziasztok!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
Hi everyone, this is Top Words in Hungarian, and we are going to see and learn top 25 Hungarian phrases. Szia, hello. The first one is szia, which means hello. Szia. But if I say it to all of the viewers, then I would say sziasztok. And this is an informal way of greeting people. So please use it with someone who is the same age as you or younger than you. You can use it with people who are older than you or in more high position, just in case they allow you to use this informal way. They usually say that, yeah, you can greet me like this, or you can call me like that, and then it's a green light for saying szia. If you address more than one person, you should say sziasztok. So this is how you greet a group of people. Jó reggelt, good morning. Jó reggelt, good morning. This is what you say in the morning. It's usually used in Hungary from early morning until around 11 a.m. And it literally means good morning. Jó means good and reggel means morning. Jó napot, good afternoon. Jó napot, good afternoon. You use this after jó reggelt, so from around 11 a.m. This also literally means good day. Jó means good and nap means day. Don't use it with kids because it would sound a little bit weird. But yeah, in general, you can use it with strangers. Just greet them. Jó napot, good afternoon. And yeah, jó éjszakát, good night. Jó éjszakát, good night. This is what you say before going to sleep, or when you part with someone in the evening and you won't meet again until the next day. So jó means good and éjszaka means night. So jó éjszakát means good night. Mi a neved? What's your name? Mi a neved? What's your name? Mi a neved is an informal way to ask someone's name. If you would like to be more formal, please use mi a neve? Én vagyok. Én Léna vagyok. I'm Lena. This is how you introduce yourself. So you have to use én, which means I am, and then say your name, and then vagyok, which is to be in Hungarian. So én Léna vagyok. I'm Lena. You know, you can use it either in a formal or an informal situation. Örvendek. Nice to meet you. Örvendek. Nice to meet you. You use örvendek, nice to meet you, in a more formal situation. When you just greet friends or friends of your friends, you don't necessarily need to say this, otherwise you'll sound a little bit formal. But it's not totally wrong, it's just you wouldn't sound as friendly. Hogy vagy? How are you? Hogy vagy? How are you? This is an informal way to ask this question, and if you would like to be more formal, please use hogy van. So informal is hogy vagy, and then a more formal is hogy van. Köszönöm jól, és te? I'm fine, thanks. And you? Köszönöm jól, és te? I'm fine, thank you. And you? This is how you respond when someone asks you, how are you in Hungarian? Hogy vagy? So let's see a situation. Hogy vagy? Köszönöm jól, és te? Kérem, please. Kérem, please. This can be used either at the beginning of the sentence or what you want to say, or at the end. For example, kérem hozzon egy menüt. Please bring me a menu. Or you can use it as ne tegye oda a táskáját, kérem. Don't put your bag there, please. Köszönöm. Thank you. Köszönöm. Thank you. This is a very common way to say thank you. There are different levels to say thank you, so you can add an extra word in front or at the end, or both ways. So for instance, nagyon köszönöm means thank you very much. Szívesen, you're welcome. Szívesen, you're welcome. And you say this after you hear someone saying thank you to you and you were happy to help out or give them something, and then you just say szívesen. Igen, yes. Igen, yes. Szereted a macskákat? Do you like cats? Igen, yes. Nem, no. Nem, no. Szereted a pókokat? Do you like spiders? Nem, no. Okay, 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 okay. This word comes from English. Probably it's easier for Hungarian speakers to pronounce it that way, so we just say a sound E at the end, so it sounds okay instead of okay. Elnézést, excuse me. Elnézést, excuse me. You can say it in different situations. You can say it when you're at the restaurant and you would like to call the waiter, or you can say it in a store when you would like to catch the shop assistant attention, or you can even say it if you bump into someone accidentally and you want to say, you know, excuse me. Yeah. It's pretty universal, so elnézést means excuse me. Bocsánat, I'm sorry. Bocsánat, I'm sorry. When you say bocsánat, it's more like you mean it more. So please use it when you're sorry for something that you've done, a mistake, or you hurt somebody. Or you can use it as well when you're walking down the street and you step on someone's feet, then you can say bocsánat as well. Mennyi az idő? What time is it? Mennyi az idő? What time is it? This is neither formal or informal, so you can ask it from anyone. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just say mennyi az idő when you are asking for the time. Merre van a mosdó? Where is the restroom? Merre van a mosdó? Where is the restroom? This is a very, very useful phrase. So, merre van a mosdó? When you're looking for the restroom, obviously. So, yeah, if you're in a situation that you need to go, just pop this question out and you will know. Várj egy pillanatot. Wait a moment. Várj egy pillanatot. Wait a moment. Yeah, if you want to shorten it up, then you can just say várj, or in a formal way, várjon. So even though this phrase, wait a moment, sounds a bit formal in English, actually, várj egy pillanatot is an informal way to say it in Hungarian because of the verb in it, to wait, várj. It's an informal way to ask somebody to wait. If you would like to say it in a more formal way, or when you are at the store, you have to use, or you will most likely to hear, várjon egy pillanatot. Ez mennyibe kerül? How much is this? Ez mennyibe kerül? How much is this? You can use this question at the store when you are not sure about the price and there is no price tag. Just ask the shop assistant. Ez mennyibe kerül? Segítség! Help! Segítség! Help! When someone attacks you or you're in a situation that you need help, that you're about to faint away or something, just scream, segítség! And then someone will notice it and they will help you. Segítség! Nem tudom. I don't know. Nem tudom. I don't know.
If you really
I don't know. I don't know what to say. Nem tudom, mit mondjak. Később találkozunk. See you later. Később találkozunk. See you later. This is what I'm going to say at the end. Viszontlátásra. Goodbye. Viszontlátásra. Goodbye. If you want to be less formal, you can say viszlát, but it's still in the formal group. If you want to say bye to your friends, just say hello or szia. It works both ways, so it's pretty convenient. That's how you say bye to your friends, or you say viszontlátásra or viszlát to someone that you don't know. And that's the end. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please check out our website hungarianpod101.com for more awesome content in Hungarian. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like if you like the video. And tell us in the comment section which was your favorite phrase. Később találkozunk. Viszontlátásra! Hi everyone, this is your host Lena again, and today we're going to learn 10 phrases you always want to hear. Let's go! Ma nagyon jól nézel ki. You look great today. Ma nagyon jól nézel ki. You look great today. Say it to someone you want to cheer up, or like you meet someone who is dressed up really nice, looking great, and then just say, ma nagyon jól nézel ki, and they'll be super happy. Hiányzol, I miss you. Hiányzol, I miss you. I don't know any situation, I'm not dramatic. I miss people, but it's like, I don't know, when I hear this word and like even the English, it's like I imagine some like romantic drama and like, you know, people freaking out about each other and things like that. Nagyszerű munkát végeztél. You did a great job. Nagyszerű munkát végeztél. You did a great job. If I want to tell this sentence to our HungarianPod101.com users, then I would say, nagyszerű munkát végeztetek. Bónuszt kapunk a hónap végén. We are going to get a bonus at the end of the month. Bónuszt kapunk a hónap végén. We are going to get a bonus at the end of the month. Yay! Te egy remek szakács vagy. You're an excellent cook. Te egy remek szakács vagy. You're an excellent cook. I like cooking, so when someone says it to me, I'm really happy. How about you? Are you enjoying cooking? Have you ever heard this from anyone? Please let us know. Tarts egy kis szünetet. Ma én takarítok. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Tarts egy kis szünetet. Ma én takarítok. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Who doesn't like to hear this? Seriously. Yeah. I want to hear it more often. Igazad volt. You were right. Igazad volt. You were right. I think this expression is something what people don't really like to admit. Do you say you were right to someone in a situation? Let us know. Hoztam neked valami különlegeset. I brought you something special. Hoztam neked valami különlegeset. I brought you something special. I brought you something special this lesson. Ma hamarabb mehetünk haza. We can go home earlier today. Ma hamarabb mehetünk haza. We can go home earlier today. This was the magic sentence at school when our lesson was cancelled and people felt like, yes, you hit like lottery or something. It was a really good feeling. So, you know, it's always a good thing if you can go home earlier. Hagyd csak, a vendégem voltál. Don't worry about it, you were my guest. Hagyd csak, a vendégem voltál. Don't worry about it, you were my guest. Again, it's something very nice to hear from someone. And this is the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let us know which one you prefer to hear from someone or which one you often use. Leave us a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Also, visit our site HungarianPod101.com for more contents and see you next time. Bye!
Jó reggelt!
Szia! Hogy hívnak?
Ann Smith.
Én Pál Balázs vagyok.
Szia! Balázs?
Igen, Balázs. Örülök, hogy megismertelek.
Én is.
Honnan jöttél? Angol vagy?
Nem angol vagyok. Amerikai vagyok. És te?
Én magyar vagyok. Tetszik Budapest?
Igen, Budapest szép.
Amerika is szép.
Szerintem is. Jó napot kívánok!
Jó napot, kisasszony. Hogy van?
Jól vagyok, köszönöm. És ön?
Én is köszönöm szépen. Foglaljon helyet.
Köszönöm. Szia!
Szia, Ann!
Ez már a Blaha?
Igen, meddig mész?
Az Asztóriáig megyek.
A következő az Asztória.
Köszi.
Hogy írja a nevét?
A, N, N, E, S, M, I, T, H.
Köszönöm. Kérem az útlevelét.
Parancsoljon.
Köszönöm. Itt írja alá, kérem.
Igen, már is.
Want to speak real Hungarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HungarianPod101.com.
Egy férfi és egy nő beszélget. Mikor fest a férfi? Minden nap festesz?
Igen, reggel 9-től este 7-ig.
9-től 7-ig? 10 órán keresztül?
Nos, igen, ez a munkám.
Egy férfi és egy nő beszélget. Mikor fest a férfi? Egy férfi és egy nő beszélget. Mikor fest a férfi? Minden nap festesz?
Igen, reggel 9-től este 7-ig.
9-től 7-ig? 10 órán keresztül?
Nos, igen, ez a munkám.
Egy férfi és egy nő beszélget. Mikor mennek moziba?
Nem megyünk el megnézni egy filmet jövő szombaton?
De, nagyszerű lenne. De reggel dolgoznom kell.
Mikor végzel a munkáddal?
2 órakor.
Akkor találkozzunk a kávézóban 3 órakor, és nézzünk meg egy filmet 4 órától.
Rendben. Mikor mennek moziba? Egy férfi és egy nő beszélget. Mikor mennek moziba?
Nem megyünk el megnézni egy filmet jövő szombaton?
De, nagyszerű lenne. De reggel dolgoznom kell.
Mikor végzel a munkáddal?
2 órakor.
Akkor találkozzunk a kávézóban 3 órakor, és nézzünk meg egy filmet 4 órától.
Rendben. Egy nő egy férfire vár. Hol fog a nő várni?
Szia! Bocsánat, de 30 percet késni fogok.
Oké, a kávézóban várlak.
Melyik kávézóban?
A könyvesbolt mellett van. És van ott egy pékség az utca túlsó oldalán.
Rendben.
Hol fog a nő várni? Egy nő egy férfire vár. Hol fog a nő várni?
Szia! Bocsánat, de 30 percet késni fogok.
Oké, a kávézóban várlak.
Melyik kávézóban?
A könyvesbolt mellett van. És van ott egy pékség az utca túlsó oldalán.
Rendben.
Egy nő egy butikban ruhákat néz. Melyiket veszi meg? A kék szoknya és a fehér szoknya mindkettő tetszik.
Igen, a fehér szoknyából sokat eladtunk.
A kék egy kicsit drága.
Igen, de nagyon jól áll önnek.
Sajnos nem engedhetem meg magamnak mindkettőt. A fehéret megveszem.
Rendben, köszönjük.
Melyiket veszi meg? Egy nő egy butikban ruhákat néz. Melyiket veszi meg? A kék szoknya és a fehér szoknya mindkettő tetszik.
Igen, a fehér szoknyából sokat eladtunk.
A kék egy kicsit drága.
Igen, de nagyon jól áll önnek.
Sajnos nem engedhetem meg magamnak mindkettőt. A fehéret megveszem.
Rendben, köszönjük. Egy férfi egy klinikával beszél telefonon. Hány óráig kell a férfinek odaérnie?
Halló, miben segíthetek?
Meddig vannak nyitva ma?
6 óráig. De fél 6 előtt jöjjön, kérem.
Rendben. Hány óráig kell a férfinek odaérnie? Egy férfi egy klinikával beszél telefonon. Hány óráig kell a férfinek odaérnie?
Halló, miben segíthetek?
Meddig vannak nyitva ma?
6 óráig. De fél 6 előtt jöjjön, kérem.
Rendben.
Egy férfi egy eladóval beszél. Melyik inget fogja megvásárolni?
Mit gondol, melyik inga jobb, a fehér vagy a kék?
Nos, szerintem a kék jó. Az jól megy a szürke kabátjához.
Úgy gondolja? De az nem megy a piros nyakkendőmhöz, vagy?
Hát, igen, egyetértek.
Rendben, akkor a fehéret kérem, nem a kéket.
Melyik inget fogja megvásárolni? Egy férfi egy eladóval beszél. Melyik inget fogja megvásárolni?
Mit gondol, melyik inga jobb, a fehér vagy a kék?
Nos, szerintem a kék jó. Az jól megy a szürke kabátjához.
Úgy gondolja? De az nem megy a piros nyakkendőmhöz, vagy?
Hát, igen, egyetértek.
Rendben, akkor a fehéret kérem, nem a kéket.
Egy nő az áruházban. Melyik emeletre megy? Elnézést, hol van a gyerekruha osztály?
Az 5. és a 6. emeleten.
Kisbaba ruháik is vannak?
Igen, a 6. emeleten többféle babaruházat kapható.
Köszönöm. Megyek, és megnézem ott. Melyik emeletre megy? Egy nő az áruházban. Melyik emeletre megy? Elnézést, hol van a gyerekruha osztály?
Az 5. és a 6. emeleten.
Kisbaba ruháik is vannak?
Igen, a 6. emeleten többféle babaruházat kapható.
Köszönöm. Megyek, és megnézem ott. Egy férfi és egy nő beszélgetnek. Hány ember jön összesen a buliba?
Holnap lesz a buli.
Ki jön a buliba?
Mi ketten, 2 barátom és a tanár.
Az összesen 5.
Ja, a tanár a feleségével jön.
Rendben. Hány ember jön összesen a buliba? Egy férfi és egy nő beszélgetnek. Hány ember jön összesen a buliba?
Holnap lesz a buli.
Ki jön a buliba?
Mi ketten, 2 barátom és a tanár.
Az összesen 5.
Ja, a tanár a feleségével jön.
Rendben. Egy tanár és egy diák beszélgetnek. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Nem igazán értettem mindent a mai tanórán.
Tényleg? Van valami kérdésed?
Igen, elég sok kérdésem van. Van most ideje?
Egy kicsit most el vagyok foglalva. Gyere kérlek délután az irodámba. Délután 1 órától 4 óráig ott vagyok.
Rendben. Délután 2 órára ott leszek. Köszönöm. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Egy tanár és egy diák beszélgetnek. Mikor megy a diák a tanár irodájába? Nem igazán értettem mindent a mai tanórán.
Tényleg? Van valami kérdésed?
Igen, elég sok kérdésem van. Van most ideje?
Egy kicsit most el vagyok foglalva. Gyere kérlek délután az irodámba. Délután 1 órától 4 óráig ott vagyok.
Rendben. Délután 2 órára ott leszek. Köszönöm.
Egy nő és egy férfi egy fényképet néz. Melyik fényképet nézik?
Ez a fiad foci csapatának a fényképe, ugye? Melyik a te fiad?
Ez az.
Ó, ő a legmagasabb a csapatban.
Magasabb nálam. Melyik fényképet nézik? Egy nő és egy férfi egy fényképet néz. Melyik fényképet nézik?
Ez a fiad foci csapatának a fényképe, ugye? Melyik a te fiad?
Ez az.
Ó, ő a legmagasabb a csapatban.
Magasabb nálam.
Egy tanár a diákjaival beszél. Mit hoznak magukkal a diákok?
Holnap múzeumba megyünk. Hozzatok magatokkal tollat és jegyzetfüzetet és valami innivalót. A múzeum éttermében fogunk ebédelni, szóval szendvicset nem kell hoznatok.
És esernyőt?
Előfordulhat, hogy esni fog. Kérlek, hozzátok magatokkal.
Rendben. Mit hoznak magukkal a diákok? Egy tanár a diákjaival beszél. Mit hoznak magukkal a diákok?
Holnap múzeumba megyünk. Hozzatok magatokkal tollat és jegyzetfüzetet és valami innivalót. A múzeum éttermében fogunk ebédelni, szóval szendvicset nem kell hoznatok.
És esernyőt?
Előfordulhat, hogy esni fog. Kérlek, hozzátok magatokkal.
Rendben.
10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Köszönöm, de igazság szerint nem ez az anyanyelvem. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. Köszönöm, de igazság szerint nem ez az anyanyelvem. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. If you are super fluent in the language and then people comment or even think that you are from that country and then you say that, then people are going to be really surprised. Mindössze 1 évbe telt, hogy megtanuljak folyékonyan beszélni. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Mindössze 1 évbe telt, hogy megtanuljak folyékonyan beszélni. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. When people ask you how long have you been studying a language and then you say it took you just a year to become fluent, then it's definitely impressive. 3 éven belül anyanyelvi szinten fogok magyarul beszélni. I'll speak Hungarian like a native speaker in 3 years. 3 éven belül anyanyelvi szinten fogok magyarul beszélni. I'll speak Hungarian like a native speaker in 3 years. Please challenge yourself and let us know if it worked out. I'm really curious how long it took for our viewers to get in, not only into native level, but like just conversational level. Try it. 10 éve tanulok magyarul. I've been learning Hungarian for 10 years. 10 éve tanulok magyarul. I've been learning Hungarian for 10 years. How about you? How long have you been studying Hungarian? Please let us know in the comment section. Magyar filmeket felirat nélkül is tudok nézni. I can watch Hungarian movies without subtitles. Magyar filmeket felirat nélkül is tudok nézni. I can watch Hungarian movies without subtitles. To be able to watch Hungarian movies without subtitles, I think you have to be pretty much on a native speaker level. Depends on the movie too, but sometimes you hear slangs or regional language, then that could be a little bit difficult to understand. I think it's a good challenge to try how fluent you are to watch a movie without the subtitles and then, for example, have a discussion with your friends about the movie afterwards. That could be a really good practice. Meg tudok jegyezni 50 magyar szót egy nap alatt. I can memorize 50 Hungarian words a day. Meg tudok jegyezni 50 magyar szót egy nap alatt. I can memorize 50 Hungarian words a day. Memorizing 50 words a day is pretty impressive. I think I've never tried that much. A magyar nyelv szórakoztató és könnyen tanulható. Hungarian is fun and easy to learn. A magyar nyelv szórakoztató és könnyen tanulható. Hungarian is fun and easy to learn. That's right. Hungarian language is very interesting, I think. We have a lot of sounds, various ways how we can talk about something or even say a word. Because of that, our literature is pretty rich as well. If you're looking for a fun language, which is not really widespread yet, then please try out Hungarian. A magyar nyelven kívül egyéb nyelveken is beszélek. Apart from knowing Hungarian, I can speak a few other languages as well. A magyar nyelven kívül egyéb nyelveken is beszélek. Apart from knowing Hungarian, I can speak a few other languages as well. I speak Hungarian, English, and Japanese fluently. How about you? How many languages do you speak? Magamtól tanulok magyarul. I'm learning Hungarian all by myself. Magamtól tanulok magyarul. I'm learning Hungarian all by myself. That's very impressive, I think, if people ask you, how do you study Hungarian? And if you say, oh, it's all by myself because I'm interested, then they'll be both happy and impressed. I wonder if there are any sources in your country to study Hungarian, or are you going to language school, or do you take lessons from a teacher, or are you just studying on your own? I'm very interested, so please let us know in the comment section. Gyakran beszélek magyarul álmomban. I often speak in Hungarian in my dream. Gyakran beszélek magyarul álmomban. I often speak in Hungarian in my dream. That's a very interesting thing, that if you get to that level that you start to think and even dream in a foreign language, then probably you're really good at it.
Do you know how to say, I love you in Hungarian? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say it. Let's start with how to express your feelings to your loved one.
Szeretlek. Szeretlek. Szeretlek.
Or if you want to explain those butterflies in your stomach, you can say,
Teljesen beléd vagyok esve. Teljesen beléd vagyok esve. Teljesen beléd vagyok esve.
And when you feel that I love you is not enough, you can say,
Szavakkal nem lehet leírni irántad érzett szerelmemet. Szavakkal nem lehet leírni irántad érzett szerelmemet. Szavakkal nem lehet leírni irántad érzett szerelmemet.
You just learned 3 different ways to say, I love you in Hungarian.
Our top 10 language learning goals for the year. Let's go! A HungarianPod101.com túlélési kifejezések lecke sorozatát úgy tervezem befejezni, hogy minden nap végighallgatok 2 leckét. I'm planning to finish Survival Phrases lecture series on HungarianPod101.com by listening to 2 lessons a day. I think it's very important to study daily when you're learning a new language. At least just repeat the things that you learned the previous day. If you don't have time for a new lesson, it's very beneficial. So yeah, please check our site and just just study Hungarian at hungarianpod101.com. Úgy fogok kiolvasni egy magyar nyelvű könyvet, hogy naponta 10 oldallal haladok tovább. I'll finish reading one Hungarian book by proceeding with 10 pages a day. Are you reading some Hungarian books? If you do, please let us know the title in the comment section. Átmegyek a magyar teszten. I'll pass the Hungarian test. Have you ever tried to pass a Hungarian language exam or test? I'm really curious, so please, if you have, then leave us a comment below. Teljesen érteni fogok egy magyar filmet úgy, hogy minden nap megnézem. I will fully understand a Hungarian movie by watching it every day. Watching movies when you're learning a new language is both fun and beneficial, and I used to do that. Also, I used to listening to songs in English while I was studying English. So both movies and songs are pretty good, I think. It's not really study, but it's like entertainment and study. So I'm wondering if you use such tools for learning Hungarian, which songs or which movies you are watching to get better in Hungarian. Please let us know. Tartok egy 3 perces bevezető beszédet magyarul a magyar barátaimnak. I'll give a 3-minute introductory speech in Hungarian to my Hungarian friends. I just remember that while I was studying English or even Japanese, I was practicing by memorizing longer texts. It's maybe a little bit difficult, but definitely it helps you to get comfortable with speaking in that particular language. And then if you prepare the text on your own, then while you're translating, you can also learn new words. So that was one way that I used while studying a language. So I think it worked. Megtanulok 5 magyar dalt. I'll learn 5 Hungarian songs. If you do the same, please let me know which Hungarian songs do you like. Megtanulok 350 szót a hungarianpod101.com oldalán lévő szókártyák segítségével. I'll memorize 350 words with the help of flashcards on hungarianpod101.com. Our flashcard feature is pretty useful, so if you are not familiar with this option, then please check it out on hungarianpod101.com. Írok 10 képeslapot magyarul a magyar barátaimnak. I'll write 10 postcards in Hungarian to my Hungarian friends. I used to send postcards while I was traveling abroad. Not all the time, but sometimes when there was a special opportunity to get a cool card, then I definitely sent it to my friends or family. Megtanulom, hogyan beszéljek múlt, jelen és jövőbeli eseményekről. I'll learn how to talk about past, present, and future events. This can be useful when you prepare that 3 minutes introductory speech for your friends. For example, you can talk about Yes, I remember when I was learning language, it was one of the homeworks that you had to write about your not daily routine, but like weekly routine. So you were talking about what you did at the beginning of the week and what you're doing right now and what you're planning to do during the weekend. So such compositions could be something what helps you to learn about or write about past, present, and future events. Elsajátítok 150 szót úgy, hogy minden nap megtanulok 5-öt. I'll master 150 words by memorizing 5 words a day. For this purpose, you can use our flashcards, so check hungarianpod101.com. 10 gift ideas you must know in Hungarian. Let's go! Laptop, laptop. 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 Szükségem van egy új laptopra. I need a new laptop. That's actually true. Mine is like 6 years old and it's still working okay, but I just noticed that some functions are getting slow, so I'm gonna get a new one. Parfüm. Perfume. Parfüm. Perfume. Milyen parfümöt viselsz? What kind of perfume are you wearing? Getting perfumes as a present, it's kind of difficult if you don't really know the person. Yeah, what I would do is to check what kind of fragrance or perfume they are using and then buy the same one, but I wouldn't buy someone a perfume without knowing the person because I think it's very personal. Könyv. Book. Könyv. Book. Egy könyv van az asztalon. There is a book on the table. Giving books as a present in Hungary, I think it's quite common, or it was at least common in my family. And I received books often, and also at my school when we were finishing a year and you did well, then you got a book as a present, and on the first page it was written that because you did so well this year, please enjoy this book and everything, and it was just a good feeling to receive it. At least I liked it. So yeah, giving books is, I think, a good idea. Világtérkép, world map. Világtérkép, world map. A tanár világtérképet rakott a falra. The teacher put a world map on the wall. Getting a world map, I think it's a common present for kids who are just started school or are in elementary school. I don't really remember any other situations where you receive or give a world map, but yeah. Fényképezőgép, photocamera. Fényképezőgép, photocamera. Fényképezőgépet kértem a születésnapomra. I asked for a photocamera for my birthday. It's like when you're a student and you need stuff for your studies, then I guess you can ask for this kind of stuff from your parents. Okostelefon, smartphone. Okostelefon, smartphone. Az okostelefon egyre népszerűbb. Smartphones are getting popular. I remember when it was the time to buy a new phone. I was really hesitant to buy a smartphone because I thought that I will miss the buttons. Játékkonzol, game console. Játékkonzol, game console. Még sose volt játékkonzolom. I've never had a game console. I was playing on that old school Tetris. I was playing on my computer, which still had like MS-DOS before Windows and everything, and those games were bomb. Like, I loved those games with the pixels and annoying sounds, the beeping sounds and everything. Those were so good. I remember I spent hours playing those. Those were the good days. Egy repülőjegy Magyarországra. An airplane ticket to Hungary. Egy repülőjegy Magyarországra. An airplane ticket to Hungary. Vettem egy repülőjegyet Magyarországra. I bought an airplane ticket to Hungary. The price varies based on when you're traveling or from where you're traveling. Within Europe, it's pretty easy because they have those cheaper air companies, so you can get it pretty cheap. But if you are traveling from a more far destination, then I would recommend going around February or even around July. I was surprised when I found out that the airplane ticket prices weren't that bad in July, because I thought that it's summertime, so everybody's traveling and it's going to be super expensive, but it really wasn't. I would be so happy to receive it as a present. Ajándékkártya, gift card. Ajándékkártya. Gift card. Kaptam egy ajándékkártyát a kollégámtól. I got a gift card from my colleague. Gift cards are convenient because if you don't really know the person that you are buying a present for, then you can choose a gift card option. So in that way, the person can purchase something that they like. Nyakkendő, necktie. Nyakkendő, necktie. Melyik nyakkendő illik ehhez az inkhez? Which necktie matches this shirt? I know that there are like unwritten rules when you choose neckties. It's a pretty sensitive topic, I think, for men, especially when they have to care for a strict dress code and things like that. I would probably go with the person to choose the necktie. That's the safest. 10 must-know autumn vocabulary. Let's go! Pulóver, sweater. Pulóver, sweater. Vennem kell egy pár új pulóvert. I need to buy a few new sweaters. Esős, rainy. Esős, rainy. Szeretem az esős időt. I like rainy weather. And that's true. How about you? Do you like rainy weather? Leave us a comment. Szeles, windy. Szeles, windy. Ősszel gyakran szeles az idő. The weather is often windy in autumn. Hűvös, cool. Hűvös, cool. A rádióban hallottam, hogy ma hűvös lesz éjjel. I heard on the radio that it will be cool at night. Yeah, that's the worst when it's hot, when you're about to fall asleep, and then suddenly it cools down and you end up with a nice sore throat on the next morning. Ősz, autumn. Ősz, autumn. A kedvenc évszakom az ősz. My favorite season is autumn. I like the atmosphere, I like the falling leaves, the colors. You can eat some nice mushrooms and seasonal vegetables. Yeah, I like autumn. I think that's my favorite season. And also it's after summer. I hate summer the most. And when it starts to cool down, I'm like, yes. Hideg, cold. Hideg, cold. Nem szeretek kimenni, ha hideg az idő. I don't like to go outside when the weather is cold. Gesztenye, chestnut. Gesztenye, chestnut. Süssünk gesztenyét holnap. Let's bake chestnuts tomorrow. Chestnuts are so good, especially in autumn. I really like baking them, but it's kind of hard to find chestnuts recently. I used to buy them in Hungary in the market, and then you have to soak it in water first because the shell softens up a little bit, so you can make a small cut on it with a knife so that when you bake it, it's going to crack and then you can eat it easily. Yeah, that's the trick. Life advices from Lena. Hosszú ujjú ing. Long-sleeved shirt. Hosszú ujjú ing. Long-sleeved shirt. Kaptam egy kék hosszú ujjú inget a nagymamámtól. I got a blue long-sleeved shirt from my grandma. Lehulló levelek. Falling leaves. Lehulló levelek. Falling leaves. A lehulló levelek sárgára, barnára és pirosra színezik a földet. The falling leaves colored the ground in yellow, brown and red. Levél, leaf. Levél, leaf. Egy levél van a kerti asztalon. There is a leaf on the garden table.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.